What's good, everybody? Just wanted to come on real quick this afternoon and talk a little bit about the Redskins finally hiring a quarterbacks coach. You might remember that they elevated Kevin Connell from quarterbacks coach to offensive coordinator. So the team picked 41-year-old Tim Rattay, who's been around the league a little bit as far as former quarterbacking. He's his first time in the NFL coaching, so this should be interesting to see which direction that he heads in as far as that's concerned. He was a wide receivers coach with the Las Vegas Locomotives in the UFL. From what I can understand, they actually came a game away from winning the championship, but they lost to Virginia, the Destroyers, a team that had Jim Haslett as the head coach. And if I'm not mistaken, Sean McVay was on that team as well. Now, Rattay played there as well, I believe, the year before, but he ended up being a wide receivers coach there. He moved on to being a wide receivers coach at Louisiana Tech, and then changed over to being a quarterback coach at Louisiana Tech. He had a little bit of success, it looks like. I'm not real in line with what kind of team Louisiana Tech's been putting on the field. It appears that Jeff Driscoll was the main quarterback that, I guess, of note by the time or during the time that he was there at Louisiana Tech. And I always question some of these hires when they grab these guys and they never had any NFL experience. There's really nothing to gauge these guys on. And Rattay's situation, we can look at what the numbers of the quarterbacks were that, perhaps that he coached while he was at Louisiana Tech. But that's really all we can look at in this situation. He has no professional experience. But honestly, his position is going to be kind of like a glorified clipboard holder. He probably will be in charge of whatever rookie quarterback that we draft, and he'll have the job of getting those guys ready with the playbook and whatnot. I'm not so certain which direction the team's going to take a quarterback yet, but I do know that we've got three former quarterbacks, and Kavanaugh, O'Connell, and Gruden that are ahead of him in the pecking order. So basically at this point, he's just a glorified clipboard holder. But this is also a situation where if Gruden were to perhaps grow in success and maybe actually do some winning next season and perhaps turn this thing around where he's kind of in the middle of the road at this point right now, a guy like Rattay might be in line to get a job in the future if O'Connell moves on or whatever the case may be. Obviously I'm talking ahead of time and ahead of myself to if they do well, but a guy like Rattay is 41 years old. He's got some potential there. You don't really know what you're getting, though. It looks good on paper what those teams have done, but at the same time, how much credit would you give to the head coach as far as game planning and whatnot on the college level? And also, they play in Conference USA. Isn't the greatest. I'm not going to get into knocking their conference, but it's not the greatest conference in the world to play college football. Now, one thing that does stand out with this hire is that we have 6 degrees of Tampa Bay in effect. Yes, folks, there is a Tampa Bay connection, which seems like there always is, right? Go figure. Tim Rattay was a quarterback in 2006 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, while Jay Gruden was an offensive assistant there underneath his brother, John. So, another Tampa Bay connection. I know that a certain amount of that comes from Gruden trying to grab guys that he's essentially used to or has some experience working with. But at the same time, is that pipeline really producing what we need? I don't know. I mean, it remains to be seen. That's all I really got. It's good to see the Redskins finally finish up hiring all the coaches. They never admitted to us at any point which coaches they let go of until after they already hired somebody. I thought that was kind of interesting. But, par for the course with this team. And I'm just glad to see them trying to get some young blood in and actually hire some coaches, make some changes, try to get this thing turned around to the point of where maybe we can give the wins above the losses and start getting 10, 11 win seasons. It's real important to get the coaches that fit in the system. So we won't know if this is a good hire till the end of the year, or perhaps maybe even the end of next year to see how these quarterbacks work. That's all I got. Hell to the Redskins. Peace.